Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Rehearsal, Season 1. And this is an HBO series and focuses on Nathan Fielder, who gives people a chance to rehearse for their own lives in a world where nothing ever works out as expected. And this is a documentary and a comedy, but also I feel like Fielder's like putting on a persona who is very awkward and distant, and it seems like this season's going to be like each episode he helps somebody rehearse and prep for some kind of life event and see what he can do. He puts in this ridiculous amount of effort to set up these fake situations for them to troubleshoot in. But this season quickly becomes about this one woman, very, very religious woman, who wants to experience raising a kid, and Nathan winds up wanting to become the father in this situation because he wants to figure out would he be a good father, and his involvement here becomes much more focused on this specific rehearsal. And there's a lot of tension because he's Jewish, he has very specific ways of wanting to raise this child, and this woman is like super Christian, and to the point where she, like, this kid pretends that like a candy bar is a piece of poo, and he makes his dad Nathan eat it, and she's like, you know that's using satanic rituals, how dare you? And like, she's really anti-Semitic and all these different kinds of things. And this series is so unique and weird, and this like version of Nathan Fielder that Nathan Fielder's putting on is awkward and uncomfortable and disconnected to the point where it's like he does some things that are really unethical at times, and then also gets him put in situations by this woman who really isn't taking this experience seriously, and there's a lot of tensions, and this is just like the strangest series, and it's hard for me to describe as I'm sitting here trying to review this, that it's just fascinating in how it portrays human nature and human interactions and our own need to try to get through life without too much conflict, and like this need for rehearsal where it's just like, I'm so concerned about what's going to happen in real life that I need to practice this in this alternate reality that's been created by Nathan Fielder here. It's such a fascinating idea. They push so many buttons, and I feel like this show borderline is like on this tightrope of like exploitation and entertainment, because on some level, and like I wonder also how real this all is, because that's also like, did this really happen this way? Is this all a dramatization on top of a dramatization? And sometimes you're not quite sure what's real and what's not, and how Fielder directs this is also interesting in that way, because you might not know, and it keeps you on your toes, and there's some interesting reveals at times that builds up some tension, has some shock value. It's a fascinating experience that I think's worth experiencing. I don't know how much I like this or how much this should work or be done, but I can't deny that it was very entertaining and enthralling to watch. So, if you're intrigued, if this piques your interest, go give it a watch. But those are my thoughts on The Rehearsal Season 1. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.